Yeah, with Ras, we met somewhere in June. I found him in Katutura, and he wanted me to drop him off in town. But then he told me, no, 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 it's okay. My wife was going to come and collect me. So what I'm saying is that these people, the two people, they've been, besides them being musicians, they actually promoted humanity. They promoted Ubuntu. They were there as human beings, and I believe that their loss is quite devastating. But nevertheless, their legacy will remain, and we are celebrating. Last night we were at the zoo park just to pay our last respect to these. Of course, it was the gathering was in the memory of Ras Sheehama, but obviously we were also in our thought. We were also actually paying tribute to Jackson Jr. And it was quite a good gathering in the sense that we were hearing the music that, especially Ras Sheehama brought, to the fore. The music that when you wake up, you are able to sing. You don't need even to go in the book and try to remember the words. It's there. Yes.
How would you describe the impact of these two that you call elephants in the music industry?
Yes. Look, let me start with Ras Sheehama. Ras Sheehama sang about life. He sang about social things. He sang about peace. He sang about unity. And I can tell you, he is a what you see, what you get, the type of musician. And he called a spade a spade. He did not call a spade a digging implement. So his music, is such that it educates, it's there to entertain.
Bring hope.
Bring hope, the message of hope, the message of love. He was a humble man. He was a simple man. And he was able to share anything. He was not, let me call it, he was very simple in the sense that he could share whatever he had. He was not a materialistic man. He was able to share his ideas. I remember the other time when we were performing at the National Theatre of Namibia, and something happened on stage. I think we were prepared, but I think we didn't have that interconnectivity among us. We didn't play as a unit, when we were on stage. And off stage, he came to me and then he said, "You know what, Papa Sukali, the band was not ready today." He was such kind of a person that called a spade, but not a digging implement. Yeah, with Jackson, the same. He is he's such a guy, a giant guy who would tell you about his life. Besides music, he would tell you about what he wants to achieve and all these kind of things. I think he had a lot of songs, but with Jackson, he's been playing more of his father's songs. I remember, like, the last time I think he was performing The Wind of Change. The last time I had an encounter with him, The Wind of Change by his late father, the senior Jackson Kaujeua. And yeah, so to speak, I mean, these guys were really, yeah, but we have to celebrate. We have to celebrate the legacy that they've left. Yeah.
How did Ras Sheehama's blend of reggae and African rhythms influence other musicians in Namibia?
Look, the youngsters, I've seen a lot of youngsters who are playing reggae music, although the only difference is that most of them are not playing with a band, which was central to Ras Sheehama. Most of them are backtrack artists, but obviously there is that evolved, there is a culture among the youngsters and his own son actually performed last night, and it's just one typical example of how the influence of the late has on these young people and those people that are coming up, with who want to venture into music. Yeah.
How did Jackson Kaujeua Jr. continue to evolve the music legacy of his father, the senior Jackson Kaujeua?
Yeah, he's got although he's a folk musician, more like his own dad, he had a style which is unique, and I think it has also an impact on the generation. And I believe that with the passing, people are coming up now to see, oh, how do these people really? How did they make music? People will be curious really to come and dig and find out how did these people come up with their music and so on. But I believe they did a lot, and we should actually keep their music alive. We must honor them, even if it means to just remix their songs so that the legacy remains. Yeah.
Beyond their music, what aspects of their character or personality do you believe defined their impact?
Yeah, just like I've said, with Ras Sheehama, he's a simple man. He's a man who sang about peace, who sang about unity, who sang about love. The same with Jackson. I never saw these guys angry. Of course, it's a character, it's that personality that one should emulate. Even our young people should emulate. So they contributed. Besides music, I think they were there for unity. They were there for peace. They were there for everything that is beautiful in this land. Yeah.
What are some of the songs that you find most memorable or significant of the two, and why?
Yeah. Look, like starting with Jackson Jr., he sang, like I said, most of his dad songs. He would sing The Wind of Change. This song is quite impactful. It was recorded, or it was actually composed by the father during the difficult time when we were transitioning from apartheid to independence. It's one good song that is impacting on us, and it's a song that if you open it or you put it on, let's say on the radio, you open the radio and it's on, people are going to sing about it, they are going to dance, they are going to...
It carries a lot of memory to it.
Precisely. And there's also another song that I remember him playing, Oshakati, that is also his father's composition. Oshakati, oh, Gokulende, oh, hi, Yeah, with Ras, there are so many songs that one can talk about, but I think one of the impactful songs is a song like Kasinga. It's also related to an incident or an event, a tragic event in our history where most of our people were brutally killed in Angola. And you have also a song called Nekwajatsima Oenga Nyoko, City Ongol, City Ongo, City Omting, many people did not know whether what is City Ongol. It's actually City Young Girl, and there are so many traveling. All these things are philosophical. They are educational. They are impacting on. He's talking about things that happen in his life and things that are actually happening in us and so on. And their passing is just something to say that we are fragile, we are vulnerable. And one thing is that what I know about Ras is that he appreciated music more than material things. that most of our people are just, fighting. He wanted to be remembered as an artist, as a musician. He did not bother wearing nice, as he did not bother having like possessions, like, let's say cars and so on. But I think he was more interested in putting his message across, moving forward, just to make sure that his music is impactful to the people.
Papa Sukali, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'm going to do it.
Okay.
For 20, 30 seconds, I would just like you, not for myself, everybody in studio, those at home, just a 30-second song to appreciate these two legendary beings.
Okay.
It can be your own song, it can be a song from them, just something that, because you just sang now and I'm like, why did it stop? So just something.
I think, let me sing about Kasinga. Look, Kasinga it's an impactful song, and it talks about history of our people that were brutally killed by the South African soldiers in Angola. Tudimbulu kweni Kasinga, tudimbulu kweni Kasinga, tudimbulu kweni Kasinga, ya mwameme ya silamo, omwene tamba mboka, ya silo shili, omwene tamba mboka, ya silo shili.
Papa Sukali, thank you so much. Now, do you feel that the country is adequately supporting artists, especially those who played a role in liberation struggle and its aftermath?
Well, I think generally, I would think that art is really neglected. Music is really neglected, and I would want to see the government doing a lot, tangible things. We have colleges for the arts, both in Katutura and also in town. I would want to have a situation where you have got schools of arts and music, teaching children, impacting knowledge, having, at least in most centers, urban centers, like, for instance, Shakati, Swakopmund, Kietmans, Rundu, Katima Molilo. And these things need to be decentralized. We want to have a situation where you have got, like I said, a school where kids are taught instruments, where they, music must be a way of life. Music is looked down upon. If you're an artist, people don't appreciate what you do. Not everybody will become a teacher or a doctor or MBC guy like yourself wearing a nice suit. Art is something very special. And with this rate of people ending their lives, arts will prevent some of these things. The government must spend a lot of money to open up lots of schools of arts, music, and anything that is innovative. Yeah.